Hi everyone, my name is Christine and I'm here with Wetaskiwin Public Library to present our How to eResource series. This month's eResource is A to Z World Food by World Trade Press. A to Z World Food is the only food database that contains traditional recipes for 174 countries of the world in all course categories including appetizers, soup, salads, breads, main courses, side dishes, desserts, snacks, and beverages. And it's also one of the only databases that includes information on food culture for 174 countries. So this is a really great resource for doing research, or even if you're just at home and want to make different recipes from across the world, then that is an option for you. So today I'm going to show you how to get to this resource as well as navigate and explore the different options of the resource. So we're going to begin by starting on the library's webpage, and you can access that by going to wetaskiwinpubliclibrary.ab.ca, or you can always Google Wetaskiwin Public Library, and it's usually one of the first couple options that pops up. So across the top we have our different options on the navigation bar, so we're just going to click on eResources, and that will redirect us to all the eResources that our website has available to you. And so this first one here is A to Z Food America, which is not the one we're going to be going through today. This is the same company who does this one, but we are going to look at the A to Z world just so that we can kind of see what's available worldwide. So we will just click on the A to Z World Food button here. This will redirect us to the page for us to log in with our library card. So I'm just going to put in this little login screen and cover up while I add in my login information. So just one moment. So you'll want to make sure that you type in your entire barcode without any spaces, and then just click in the login button and that will load for you. So once that loads, you will be brought to the main screen of A to Z World Food. And I'm sure you can explore this on a tablet or your phone as well. It does give the option of shrinking the screen down in a format that is readable on whatever device you're working on. But right now I am just using a computer, and that is how we will be exploring this resource today. So I'm going to start at the top here in the navigation bar. So food culture and recipes, ingredients, and reference are the three main categories on the website to explore and use. And these three categories are brought up throughout the website. And then on this right side of the navigation bar, we have the search option. You can also select a language. If your main language isn't English, then you can select a different one, which is really nice. And then there's also the sign out button, which you can do as well. And then every day there's a featured country, and it will scroll through the different options here. So if there's something intriguing, you can always click on that and it'll redirect you to what you've clicked on. Scrolling down, we see that they have a search by map option, or you can scroll through the countries in a list, and when you hover over it, it will actually also highlight the area on the map as well. And I believe, no, it doesn't do the other way, but once you highlight in the list, you can see where it's located in the world. The other nice thing with the map is that you can zoom in and click and drag to look closer at the countries. Oh, looks like I clicked a little bit too much there. Okay, so you can click and drag the map, and we can select a different place to explore if you want to. And as we scroll down a little bit further, again, we see that the recipes and food culture, the ingredients, and the reference options are here at the bottom as well. So I think first off, we will just explore a country, and I think we'll just start in Canada. We'll check and see the accuracy of it. So we see first up is the food culture. So along the left hand side here, we see they have another three main categories: food culture, beverages, as well as recipes. And you can explore each of these and see what they have to offer. So we can see regional cuisine, and give that a moment to load there. So there's an overview with historical culinary influences and modern culinary influences, and you can read through and get that information. So this is a really great resource for if you are doing food research in school, or if you are just interested in that sort of thing. There's also First Nations cuisine, which is in here, which is very important in Canadian history. And French Canadian cuisine, Anglo Canadian cuisine, modern Canadian cuisine. So it's got all sorts of information from various backgrounds in Canada, which is really nice to see. Poutine, nice. And then we can explore the beverages. So it talks about a different beverage culture. So let's start actually with tea culture in Canada. So it has history, cultivation, popular varieties, how it's enjoyed, and interesting facts. So there's so much information on this website that you can explore. And then we can go to national liquors. So there's liquors that are national to Canada. We'll see what those are. Canadian rye whiskey explains how it's made. So there's all sorts of different features that are really interesting here. And now let's check out some of the recipes, because this part is my favorite part. So let's start in appetizers. So it will bring you to your selection. So ours was appetizers here, and then it will give you a few different options of appetizers that are a Canadian cuisine. So let's see. Let's check out the fried cod tongues. Probably wouldn't be my main choice, but it looks interesting. So the nice thing here is it'll tell you your recipe that you're looking at, gives you the prep time, the cook time, as well as the total time, and then it gives you the option at the top too of if it's a certain specialty food. So if it's vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, kosher, or halal. And the nice thing is, if you're not exactly sure what their definition is, you can click right on these little question marks and it will describe to you what they mean by certain terms, which is really nice. Then it lists the ingredients along the side here, and the nice thing too is that it is in metric and imperial, so you don't have to do the conversions because they're right there already, which is really nice. You can check off as you go once you've used it. So let's say you have your tablet in the kitchen while you're cooking, you can check off the items, and that way you can't say like, oh, did I put salt in or did I not put salt in? So it's nice because you can check those off as you go, and then it does have the directions here as well. This one seems pretty straightforward. And then the other thing too is you can always print it. So let's say this is a favorite recipe of yours and you're not, or you don't have a tablet that's going to sit in your kitchen, or you don't feel comfortable having your devices in your kitchen, you can always print off the recipe and have that, they have that option as well. The nice thing too is you can always share it. So you can send it as an email. So if you're, let's say, at the library and you are going through recipes, you can always email this to yourself or email it to a friend, or if there's somebody you know who would really enjoy this recipe, you can likely just email that along to them and then they have it as well. And then, let's see, let's go to another country. So once we want to explore another country, we can just click either on the food, culture, and recipes, or we can just click on the home button of the navigation bar. And that will bring us back to the home page. Then we can select another country that we want to explore. Let's take a look at China's cuisine. So again, it begins with the food culture. You can read up about it, and then let's check out desserts in China. So it comes up with, again, different options for desserts that you can explore or make. Let's go to rice pudding. One of the nice features is most of the recipes, if not all of the recipes, have pictures along with them. I'm one of those people who really likes to see the picture with the recipe when I make something, so that's a very great option. And all of the recipes are pretty consistent, so they have the same um, options. So they tell you the prep time, they give you the options of what the recipe is. So this one's vegetarian as well as gluten-free and kosher. And the other nice thing too is you can cite the document. So if you're doing research, it has the different citation formats that you can just copy and paste and use in your research that you're doing. So if you're a student doing food research, then this is a great option for you. So let's take a look at dining etiquette. This is another thing. So if you are planning on traveling, you can always look up the dining etiquette ahead of time. That way when you are in another country, then you are respecting their culture, respecting their table etiquette, and um, doing what you can to respect the country that you are visiting. So this is another really great feature of this eResource. You can also take a look at special occasion foods. So it tells you different special occasion foods for birthdays, different holidays that they celebrate, weddings, travel. So it's really neat to see the different things that you're able to look up and research with this resource. I'm going to click on the ingredients part at the top just to see there. So here we have a bunch of different ingredient categories. Let's check out the dairy one. So it shows you all the different dairy options that there are, which is pretty neat. Let's take a look now at soft cheese. So again, this is another great feature for if you're doing research. So it gives you a description of it, the origin, different varieties, flavor profile. So this is really, really handy again if you are researching or exploring or wanting to learn more about food itself and the food that you enjoy. And now let's try the reference section. So in the reference section, it shows you different topics that you can go to. One of the handy things here is the glossary. So if there's food terms that you don't understand, you can check the glossary and it will then tell you what different meanings are. So if we go to even just here in A, al dente, it will tell you what that means when you're cooking pasta or vegetables. Let's just click on G. Garnish, glaze, grate. So, I mean, at least this way, or if we go to F and it says, does it say fold? Yes. So, had David from Schitt's Creek been on this website, he could have seen that folding in an ingredient is to combine light ingredients, such as egg whites or heavy ingredients, with a spatula and folding it over, so bottom over top. So he wouldn't have needed to freak out at Moira about folding in the ingredients. So this is a really great resource if you want to know what cooking terms are, or um, you're new to cooking but really want to learn something. And we'll go back to the reference page, so we can click here, or I think that we can just go, no, we'll just click on the reference again. There is also cooking conversions, which is really handy, so we can take a look at that and see the different conversions. So this is amazing. This would help me out so much. So it gives you standard, drop spoons, cups, fluid ounces, as well as metric. So this is a really great page to have, and I wonder, you can likely print it off. It doesn't give you a print option, but you can always usually in your browser click on the three dot option here and go print, and we can see what that gives us. Yes, so you can print it through your browser and have that available for you in your kitchen, or you can always just pull this up and have it on your tablet or device if you're cooking and you want to see the conversion. So this is very handy to have. And let's go back again to our reference page to see what else is available to us. Let's check out the historical timelines option. So the historical timelines has a ton of information. So this one is about agriculture specifically, but there's different options along the side here. So you can learn about beer, bread, coffee, cooking with fire, famine, spices, tea, wine. Let's take a look at the history of wine. So it dates back to 6,000, 4,000 BCE, which is absolutely incredible that they have information like this available for us to read about and learn about. And scroll through and look at all the different time periods that they have available on information. And it goes all the way up to contemporary times, the latest being 2017 in this particular section. So it's pretty incredible that there's all that information available. And then there's these charts along the side that you can take a look at. So this is wine exports by country in 2014. So France was one of the largest wine exporters. So yeah, with that, I would definitely recommend exploring this resource yourself a little bit more. Have fun with it, play around. I always tell people that you can't break the website if you play around on it, especially if you know it's one that's reliable. So this one is an e-resource through the library, so typically anything you click on this page, as long as it's not something that pops up and looks out of place, then you should be good to click and play around with things, learn about what the website has to offer. There's also different options at the bottom. You can follow them, you can learn about the company themselves a little more, but this is a really, really fun resource for just exploring different recipes. And again, if you're a foodie and you are looking for a place to travel, you can always look ahead of time and see, okay, what country has foods that really speak to me that I really want to try. And then you can have that influence the way you travel, which is really nice once we're able to travel again, of course. But it's a really, really nice option, and it's so neat to see what all these different countries have as their cuisine and their main foods. There's definitely a lot of these that I cannot pronounce, but some of them look so good. I can pronounce pierogi, and those look good. But I just will say, um, thank you everyone for joining me today, and I hope that this helped you learn about one of the e-resources we have available. Um, Next e-resource we will explore will be the auto repair source, and that one will be quite interesting too. So let me know if you have any questions or comments on anything. I will respond in email, or if you leave a comment on this video, I can respond as quickly as I can. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.